right. Thank you guys for coming. I want to tell you a little bit about Fans for Christ, who is presenting the show today, or the talk. I'm Jackie Chad from Fans for Christ message board. We are a group of Christians who are geeks and a group of geeks who are Christians. And Fans for Christ was founded by Steve Weiss, who wanted people to have a group they could come to where they could fully be themselves, to be fully Christian and fully geek, instead of feeling like that they were being judged for one part or another of themselves by either group. A lot of Christians don't understand the geeky things that we get into, the fanaticism we have for Star Wars, or the crazy people who like Star Trek. I should have saved that for when Tracy was in here. She's a big Star Trek fan. And we do a lot of ministry at conventions, like Dragon Con here in Atlanta, which is one of the biggest, it is the biggest convention in the South, and it's one of the biggest conventions in America. Of course, you always hear about Comic-Con out in California. So we're not that big, we're not that industrialized, not that commercialized, but I think we're kind of getting there. But we have a lot of people around Atlanta as a result of Dragon Con, and who have been walking around the con and have seen the Fans for Christ table and come up and said, "What are you guys about?" And a lot of times they expect us to be there to make fun of them. "Oh, you silly Christians, we're here to mock you," or whatever. Or they think that we're here to judge them for being fans, for being into the fantasy and the anime and whatnot, all the things that they enjoy. And a lot of times they are surprised to find out that we are genuine Christians. We're there to serve God, but we love the same stuff that they do. We love the sci-fi and anime and all that. So it's an opportunity for us to minister to people there, to support the Christians who feel like that it's just me. I'm by myself. I'm alone in my faith in the fandoms when I come to the cons, and we're there to say, "No, you're not. Come fellowship with us. Let's talk about God. Let's talk about Christ. Let's talk about the things that we're a fan of, and then let's go out and share that love with other people." So if you're into that kind of thing and you want to join us, we invite you to come check us out at fansforchrist.org. That's our webpage and the forums that we have set up there. And then we have a Facebook presence as well. It's a very strong presence, and you can come chat with us. If you're coming to any of the cons, we don't necessarily have a presence at every con. It just depends on who's around, who's going to be able to go to them. But you can count on us being in Dragon Con. We're going to have a table there. We're going to be in the parade. Hopefully we're going to be taking part in some panels. We have a growing presence in Chattanooga in Tennessee, and a few of us hopefully will make it to Comic-Con out in California and some of the other places. So if you're going to those, we invite you to come hang out with us, come by, visit the table, come talk to us. But the main event today is Doug Van Pelt. I've been reading HM Magazine, which was called Heaven's Metal back in the day, since I was in high school. We were just talking about that. I still remember the first issue I picked up had Kurt Bachman, viola, on the cover. And music played a big part in my testimony, because I didn't think that there was any Christian music out there that I liked for a long time. And I wasn't living the best testimony that I could, to put it mildly. And the influence of Christian rock from bands like the Roman Key really helped me to focus on God more, to focus on living a life that was more pleasing to God. I love the stylings of the rock. I love listening to the guitar, the distortion, and what they do with that genre. And so it's very exciting to me to find Heaven's Metal, HM Magazine, and be able to keep up with all these guys that were putting out all this great music. And every issue, and I'll let Doug, I don't want to steal Doug's thunder, so I'll let him talk a little bit more about this himself, but every issue Doug interviews a band who wouldn't be considered necessarily a Christian band. And in fact, some of them are quite opposed to Christianity. It's called What So and So Says. And he's interviewed some of the biggest names in music industry. And he puts it together. He's been putting them together in books called Rock Stars on God. And he's here to talk about volume 2 of that. And we'll be giving away a few of these as door prizes here in a little while. And he's got more on sale out there. Here's one of the hard copies of HM Magazine. You sign up for the digital magazine today if you'd like to. And then we've got a few FFC items out there for you to look at and see kind of what kind of things that we put out. And my own personal book, Teaching the Wise Men, giving away one of those as well. So Doug's going to talk to us about putting the book together, talking to the bands, the interview process, publishing. He's going to talk to us about what it's like to run and edit a magazine, put that together. And then any questions you guys have at the end, we're going to have a Q&A session. So be thinking of questions as we go along, and you know, the floor is open at that point. You know, asking whatever you want to know. So, a man who needs no introduction, despite the 10-minute introduction I just gave you, Doug Van Pelt.